If you have a mind to upset the status quo with your big ideas for tomorrow's world, then maybe we're just the thing for the genius in you. For starters, every fellow here is brilliant too, hired to rethink how we think and prove that impossible isn't at all. We love their visionary points of view and how their top-tier ideas are helping us to expand what we know and don't know about our world. Working hand in hand, we're out to better the ways energy works for us, to market our inventive ideas and fast-track a world that takes care of us all. Responsible entrepreneurship that will rub off on you. You'll leave our halls of learning wired not just for sensible science, but sustainable business too. A thinker, a breath of fresh air, a game changer, a global visionaire. Primed to keep progress on its toes, the competition on the run, and our planet clean, safe, and secure. But wait. Forget the future for now and focus first on making the choice that will trigger the full potential of you. Enroll. And then, maybe tomorrow, the next big thing that rocks our world will be you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first series of Virtual Engineering Fair, UNITEN, ready to discover a world of opportunities. I am Nisa Jalani and I will be your MC and also moderator for today. We are glad that you can spare some time to join us this evening, and I hope you are in your best state of health right now. Wherever you are, please stay safe. Without further ado, I would like to begin our exciting session today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening to our distinguished guests, speakers, and my fellow friends. Our Virtual Engineering Fair Series 1, organized by College of Engineering UNITEN, will be sharing about Introduction to Engineering by our experienced alumni this evening. To commence our first agenda, we would like to invite Professor Insinyur Dr. Izham bin Datuk Zainal Abidin, Dean, College of Engineering, COE, Universiti Tenaga Nasional, to give his opening remarks. Please welcome.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. First of all, I am very honored to be given the opportunity to actually come tonight. Basically, this is our first ever virtual engineering fair. I remember previously we used to have a physical engineering fair, but I believe now due to we have virtual engineering fair. So first of all, I would like to congratulate everybody, the organizers from the clubs and societies, and also from the alumni team, and also the team under Associate Professor Dr. Farahani, to be success in succeeding in organizing this event. And I believe this event will be very good, good experience for the students and also good experience for everybody. And also to everybody who's listening, this is a good platform for you to really understand what engineering is all about. I believe this virtual engineering fair is a series of programs. I think you can actually see the dates that has been published in our Facebook, where we invite a few of our alumni to come and share their experiences today and also in the next few days in relation to engineering and also why engineering is still important in our lives today. Um, I would understand that nowadays a lot of people would run away from STEM related subjects because they think that STEM are very difficult. But in actual fact, that STEM is not that difficult if you actually really understand what it means. And it is actually quite fun. That's where engineering comes in. Engineering is the art of applying basic knowledge in physics and mathematics and sciences to everyday things. Things that you see around you are all the product or innovation from engineers to actually make life much easier. In addition to that, engineers also work into making life better, to reduce poverty, to improve the standard of living of people, and to also make sure that whatever that we design are sustainable for the future generations. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about it because I would be very happy to listen to our alumni today. I believe we have 3 alumni today, yeah? Okay, so I believe we have Muhammad Atif bin Abdul Razak, Mr. Roshan Charles Razali, and Aina Nazira. All 3 of them are our alumni from various years, 2015, 2019, and 2017. I'm very proud to see you guys doing very, very well out there, and very proud to see that you are actually carrying the torch of the College of Engineering representing UNITEN as great engineers. So I would be honored to be able to hear what you would like to share. Maybe there's something that I can also learn from you guys, inshallah. So again, congratulations to the organizers today. I know it's not easy, and I'm sure this is the first time for you guys as well. But so far, everything looks great. So with that, I would officially open the virtual engineering fair. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Izham. Now let us start our session tonight with some introduction. Before I introduce our first speaker, for our beloved viewers who would like to comment or who would like to propose a question, please do so at our Facebook Live and not at our YouTube. Okay, so just drop down any questions if you have and we will read it later. All right, so our first speaker for tonight is Mr. Atif Razak, who graduated with Bachelor in Electrical Power Engineering and now working as a software engineer at Intel. So, without further ado, Mr. Atif, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Khairunisa. Hi, everyone. A bit of background from myself. My name is Muhammad Atif bin Abdul Razak. You can call me Atif. Okay. Graduated from UNITEN in electrical power, as mentioned. And currently, I think I've experienced 5 years in Intel working as a software engineer. And currently, I am responsible to manage a small team in Intel as a design engineer. So what I will do today is actually I'll share my stories of the background. I think starting after SPM, since I know that our target audience here today will be SPM leavers, right? So I'm going to share my journey after SPM until I managed to get my first job in Intel. Hopefully, throughout this sharing, right, it be benefits for all of you. Um, okay. So I know, I mean, after SPMs, right, what we'll do is that we want to sit back and relax and enjoy kind of things, and then we want to actually think further which path we want to go. Okay, some may be thinking that okay, we don't know much. It's just we follow follow the flow, right? And most of you, right, will think that which subject is the your grade is good, right? You got an A plus or A minus for that case, and then you will be thinking, oh, that is my career path along the way on joining any university, right? But that actually not good, which I'm going to tell you. But then the thing is, you might be thinking that after SPM you don't have much exposure on the knowledge of it, or maybe you don't think much on what you're going to be, right? What is the job that you're actually like, right? That's fine. I mean, it's totally normal because SPM, I mean, you just have a general subject for everyone. Okay, but for me, right, after SPM, everyone got needs to apply for UPU, right? Select your university on IPTA and everything. But for me, additional thing with the IPTA, I actually trying for Mara scholars, right? And that leads me to UNITEN. Okay, so in UNITEN, I'm actually taking a foundation for a year, right, and then continue my bachelor or degree for 4 years. Okay, so there's a lot of journey. When you go to the university, you can go with diploma first, you go with the foundation, and then you go with the degree, right? There's a lot of career path. You also can decide like prof say stuff, right, and also other things of other journey that you can pick, right? But if you want to go for the journey, I'm going to share my journey actually, right? So you to see, right, what's happened there. Okay, so once I got the scholars from Mara, then I joined UNITEN, actually for foundation within a year. And at that time, right, uh, in fact, my UPUs, right, there's a 8 university, right? 7 of them is on the engineer. So I'm thinking that I get a good grade for physics and also maths, right? So I mean, engineer, in fact, right, is actually about the basics, right? If you got a basics right, like at maths, mathematics, and also the physics, right, and you like engineer, that's a good things. Okay, go for it. We'll go for engineer. All right, but then you must have something like for me, right? Actually, the my influence is my uncle, right? He's an engineer, so I'm thinking that, oh, I want to be an engineer. So I just joined, apply for 7, like UPU, seven university for the for engineering, and 1 for medical. Okay, medic. Four years degree in electrical power. Okay, and straight away after I complete the course, right, uh before the final exam semester, right, I go for open interview in from Intel in Penang. Okay, at that time, throughout the course of electrical, okay, electrical programming is there's a one subject for programming, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I might be wrong. There could be more, but then additional stuff from my side is my final year project is actually is having by the way, for SPM levers, right, all the course here will have like a one big project called final project. Okay, so we will do that. So part of the final project is also handling the programming stuff. So only 2 things, like that subject and also my FYP, right, which leading to the programming. And then with that knowledge, right, or with that background, I go for the interview on Intel side, mentioning that, oh, I like programming. Okay, And to be honest, right, not much really on the background, or especially for the one that taking this electrical power and everything, right? They don't like programming, or they won't say that I'm not preferring programming for my career. Okay, but then who knows Intel's, right? So engineering is abroad. So electrical power actually, the view for engineering is a high machine, big site, right? And then eventually I enter Intel, which is making the small chip, right? Which making the small chip, which is still engineering stuff. Okay, so and it's require a bit of programming. So during my interview, based on those two knowledge, I go with it, and and thank God I got the job, and until now I still keep the job for 5 years experience in Intel. Okay, so that's my story from the after SPM and then studies, and then I got my job in Intel. and and what I want to emphasize here for the viewers, right, or SPM leavers, right, go and first thing, right, this is probably a tips from me, even though I'm not as much experience, it's just like 5 years, but then I still want something to help you guys to bear in mind, right? For SPM leaver, it's good that you start to actually dreaming a dream job. Okay, your influence might be from your siblings. I mean, I used to see like family engineering family, right? Your brother goes to this, and then the below one will start to follow. Okay, the reason why the brother is actually the influencer. Okay, that's how you don't understand what actually you're like, right? You don't know, oh, am I like this kind of job or anything? But I seeing your brother on how they're working, or how their condition or working in the industry, right? It does influence you. Okay, and then that makes you have a dream. Okay, and if you ask me, right, once I joined the Intel, right, definitely I would say like um 10 or 20% of studies which is related to my current job. All right, especially I'm from the EP background. Oh, and by the way, I enter Intel with which actually Intel offered me a master as well. So I took master under Intel as well after I joined Intel. So that helps me a lot on engineering stuff inside Intel. Okay, but then on EP side, definitely it's like 5 to 10% only. Okay, applicable for that kind of job. Okay, so just to tell you, right, if you have a dream job, right, go and research. You have a lot of time right now, right? Don't think like I just end my SPM, and then once you want to, how to say, pick your career course, right? It's actually this is the good time for you to actually analyze which career you want to go. Okay, if you have a dream job, right, definitely go and understand which course actually is suitable. Don't look at the result, don't look at everything, just understand your dream work, what you want to do, then only you start to research which kind of course that needs to be. And then actually UNITEN is the best engineering, I would say, opportunities for you to explore on the engineering field, right? And if you go, because I'm a manager, I also done several interviews myself for the new candidates joining in Intel, right? The background is always, if you have electrical, it doesn't matter whether power or EC also, like I know UNITEN doesn't have communication, right? Electrical communication, but then there's a certain university that have, and also the computer science background, the programming. I know UNITEN also have a programming course, right? That is actually the field that Intel is looking for, okay, for the interviewers. Okay, and then we are looking for this kind of a talented person. And if you have a dream job, right, it doesn't matter whether you are Intel or other panels will share more on their experience on their job scope kind of a thing, right? If you have that dream job, go and understand, research a bit about what's the cost lead to it, right, and everything. That will be the bonus. Even though you don't, I would say, don't end up with the high grade or pointer in the university, but then if you have a correct CV or correct requirement, right, it will help. It will be a bonus. Okay, especially for Intel, if you have a programming, and also you learn some of the microelectronic course. Okay, it will be helpful. Okay, you got that kind of bonus, even though your how to say, your pointer might not be that high, but then that's a requirement. Okay, because now you see, right? If you have a dream job, right, you continue to you pick the right course, you want to end and graduated with this course, right? And then you know, now you see, and then after, straight away after the graduation, you start to go strive for that kind of goal, go and go for the interview and everything. Okay, so uh SPM leavers, right, I hope that you know your dream job and then that will help you decide your course, and do some research on which course that you want to pick and everything, right? That will help. Okay, as for me, right, I'm very fortunate to actually I told you, right, I'm not liking like programming when during the studies. Okay, it's just that when I entered the job, and then the job scope of mine is really deal with the automation and everything, right? Then I started to like this kind of a job. Okay, it'll be good. Then you might be thinking, right, it might be good that you know exactly when you come to the industry, you see that, oh, this is what I want. Start after your leave, you end your SPMs. Okay, so yeah, that's all about my sharing.
All right, that was very much great advices from Mr. Atif. But I have a question for you, Mr. Atif, before we're moving on to the second speaker. So, when you first started at Intel, I remembered about programming because I was really bad at it in my years, and I'm in civil engineering. So I remember it was 3 credit hour. So it's actually 3 credit hour from 100 more. So was it hard at first that you started working about Intel programming and such when you're actually background in engineering?
Okay, thank you, Khairunisa. That's a good question. Okay, so this is the difference. Okay, when you are in the industry, right, it's not like you're studying as what I mean is that just study for your self learning. It's not like that. When you are in the industry, you're learning to actually execute. Means like you are really on your work. Okay, so even though you don't like, you need to, right? So if you are studying, right, it's more like if you like the subjects, right, it tends to you tend to get a good grades for that subjects, right? It's a bonus. But then on the job scope, right, or the works industry, right, that's not how you do. I mean, even though you don't like, you need to deliver, you need to execute. So study is different when you work. Means like if you don't know much about programming, but then you know a bit. Okay, engineering is all about technicals, right? The formula, mathematics, and everything. It's all about technicals. Once you understand, right, you know about, but you need to have a critical thinking, right? Once you execute and achieve, even though it's a single simple script, right, but then that script is actually used by the design team, and they are saying that, oh, thank god, I got you. It's just a if else kind of a code, right? It is, you're already happy. We with that information, right, you're already happy with the jobs, and then it start to trigger your actually, you start to like kind of like programming. Okay, so my answer to you is not just study. You need to do hands on. Once you hands on the programming kind of a thing, you see what happened. You try to do a programming and then try to see what it does on the chip itself or anything, right? That will help you liking more on the programming side instead of just learning about programming kind of a thing.
All right, thank you, Mr. Atif. But last question, can you please give us a brief explanation or overview what is actually electrical power engineering for the SPM leavers? Because if I was in 18 years old, I don't know anything. Macam electrical power, is it about volt and watts? And can you explain to us, please?
Well,
Thank you.
since I've been in the microelectronic industry in 5 years, I might lost my knowledge about the EP. But then it's like a power. You can think of engineering's companies as a big scope, right? When you are in the electrical power, you are dealing with the more high management kind of a thing, or power plant. You can think of like you have a power plant. So a power plant like oil and gas, right? Those are the EP. So understanding the cost is actually, like I said, you understand the cost is good, but then actually you understand the job. Once you understand the job, you can relate to the cost. So simple answer, you know, if you are in the EP background, your kind of a field will be like a power plant, kind of working on that area, like oil and gas kind of a thing, right? Or Petronas, all those related companies, right, related to the power, that will be leading to that cost. And those knowledge, right, we'll be learning on the basics on getting you to the industry. Okay, so that will be my answer. So it's hard, you know, it's hard. I know for the SPM leavers. That's why I say, I mean, understand your dream job, right? Because job is easy if you have a if you have an influencer like your brother or your family, right? That will be good influencer for you. I mean, once you understand your jobs, right? Go and understand what's the cost of it. You might not know that, but then once you understand the cost, you go through the studies, then it will it comes through. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Atif, for the knowledge, experience, and also the most important advice that I think I can conclude is study your dream job and then study what you want to do in your course for the tertiary education. All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Atif, for spending your time and sharing your knowledge here. So please give him a round of applause, please. Okay. Now, all right. We shall move on to our second speaker, a young lady who also graduated with a bachelor in electrical power engineering and now working as field engineer in oil and gas industry. Okay, this is interesting. In Growth Avenue. So please welcome everyone, Ms. Aina Nazira Muhammad Noor.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. First of all, thank you UNITEN for the invitation. It was such an honor for me to be able to be one of the speakers for today's event. Alright, anyway, I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Aina Nazira binti Muhammad Noor. I'm 24 years old and I just graduated, I can call myself as a fresh graduate from UNITEN with majoring in electrical power engineering. And I just graduated in January 2021. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. And to be honest, I'm not coming from a cluster school or I'm not even a scholar. Once I leave SPM, I just started my education with diploma, also in UNITEN, diploma in electrical engineering. Then only I further my degree with 26 to 28 credit hours transfer. That makes my degree shorter from 4 years to 3 years. During my life in UNITEN, I would say that it was very interesting. I found more experience studies in electrical. To be honest, I just want to learn engineering just because I want to be an engineer so that I can wear the white helmet. You know, the topi putih. I know this might sound ridiculous, but that's the thing that drives me into someone that I am today. During my degree life, I was an active member for Electric Vehicle Association, EVA UNITEN. Okay, that's that club is have, you know, something like banyak bantu dari segi soft skill. You know, when you become an engineer, it doesn't necessarily for you to just know theoretical whatever that you learn in class. You also have to involve with soft skill like managing managing a program, handle an event. You know, that soft skill drives you when you become an engineer in working life yang sebenar. So during my final semester, the subject that I think the most important that UNITEN has offered is the capstone design project. You know, that subject is really related when you working as an engineer. It taught you about how you have to planning for a project, how you have to do a proper budgeting in terms of the return of investment, in terms of the budgeting and so on lah kan. And until today, I also implement that knowledge for my working life, because my role as a field engineer is more like more to project management, more to handling a project, and our main client is Petronas. So we are doing their pipeline inspection, both in offshore and onshore. But as I just started my career in less than 6 months, so currently I'm handling the project for onshore in Semenanjung, Malaysia. So honestly, it's not easy for me, for someone who are coming from electrical background and suddenly change to oil and gas industry. There's, I have to start from scratch. There's a lot of things, a lot of new things I have to learn. In oil and gas industry, there's a lot of things related to mechanical, and I'm not really good in mechanical. But never mind, my boss trusts me, and he said that everyone is going to start it from scratch. So if you have if there's a will, there's a way. That's the thing that makes me want to improve to be a better engineer. So I can say that it's not difficult. When it comes to engineering, there's always something that is complex. It is always hard at the beginning, and I almost quit. But you have to know that to get to where you are now is not always an easy path. Instead of asking for easy road, you better ask God for strength for you to face the challenge. And also, I don't think this is something that that can brings me down, but I tend to see this as something that can improve my knowledge. So when you don't know about something and you are responsible in doing that things, you have to learn by yourself. Not because in university you have to study just because you want to sit for the exam. In working life is different. You have to study because of the responsibility that have been given to you. Okay. For the working experience, I might not have much to share, as the experience that I've done during the past 6 months of working is not much. So I think that's all from me. That's all that I can share. Or maybe if you have any question, can give me.
All right, thank you, Miss Aina. Here we have a question. Oh, there's a lot of questions for Miss Aina here because many are interested in oil and gas right now, I think.
I know.
So, okay, nak tanya macam borak-borak lah, Miss Aina. Pernah imagine tak diri ada dalam field dalam oil and gas industry dulu?
I was actually very interested in oil and gas industry. Tapi masa lepas SPM dulu tak ada peluang untuk sambung in oil and gas. So I just go with whatever yang ada peluang masa tu and dapat in electrical. Awal-awal tu macam susah nak adapt dengan electrical because it's difficult, when you have to study about something yang you tak boleh nampak. It's like you have to imagine everything. You tak boleh nampak current, tak boleh nampak voltage. Tapi kalau you nampak, you tak nak nampak. So as dah lama-lama belajar, rasa seronok lah. But the sad is bila sekarang nak kena tukar, rasa rindu pula nak belajar pasal elektrik tu. Macam tu lah.
Okay, now ada soalan from audience. Okay. First question is, what subject do you think help you the most in work? Okay.
Subject in theoretically, as I said, macam saya dah tukar shift background daripada electrical to oil and gas. So memang tak banyak in terms of theoretical memang tak banyak lah yang related. Tapi macam as I mentioned tadi, capstone lah. During final year, engineering student is required. It's a compulsory for us to take the capstone design project, and that thing is very, very, very important for you as a to become an engineer, because during working life you are working with a team. So sometimes your boss is simply assign you whatever that you have to do. So during capstone project ni, you are be given a task to handle a project. You are be given a specific budget, and you have to handle everything in terms of the design, in terms of the project planning, until the project execution. So that thing is very, very important, because it is how you apply your engineering knowledge.
Alright. Okay, now second question from the audience also. What is your opinion on the future of oil and gas? Future of oil and gas industry, especially in entering the new era of electric vehicle. Okay, dikaitkan dengan Eva tadi, tapi dia nak juga tahu future of oil and gas industry. So what's your opinion, Miss
Okay,
Aina?
for my opinion, in future might be oil and gas industry akan implement renewable energy. So what renewable energy is also related to electrical kan. I think that is the most related lah. But I'm not sure what kind of renewable energy yang diorang akan implement. So from what I have read before, next in the future probably oil and gas in offshore ke onshore ke akan implement renewable energy. So that's how we relate lah. Dari situ kita boleh nampak how electrical, mechanical and all kind of engineering is related. So basically you boleh je enter oil and gas if you are any kind of engineering background, as long as you are engineering. Concept is just the same, just that the different in the background.
Okay. Alright. So ada lagi satu soalan ni, Zainal. Banyak soalan ni. Okay. This is a very debatable question, but also a popular question for a woman. As a woman, what keeps you motivated working not only as an engineer, which is dominated by men, but also you choose to work in oil and gas industry? Zainal?
Okay, I can't deny that was a very popular question. During work also, I was being surrounded by men, and I think we know that engineering is basically dominated by men. Tapi sometimes bila you passion in doing that things, you tend to ignore everything yang akan stop you. When you have passion in doing something, everything seems like, oh, I don't care, I just want to be an engineer. That's the thing lah. And I have also received a question during this is just a sharing session lah. Masa kerja dulu ada this one of my worker lah, dia tanya, why did you choose engineering? You okay ke kerja dengan lelaki? You tak malu ke? And I was like, for what I nak malu? Because this is something yang not only men yang boleh buat. Sometimes you can see women can do better.
Okay. Yes, betul Miss Aina. I second to that, and for your information, for all of the SPM viewers information, when you are in the UNITEN, when you are in the university engineering course especially, we are already dominated by men. Maksudnya memang dah ramai dah lelaki dalam kelas sebenarnya.
Yes, exactly.
So sebenarnya macam
you kind of used to it.
Dah adapt. So macam tu lah, kan, betul tak? Okay, alright. Yeah. So we have one last question for Miss Aina. Okay, mana nak pilih mana satu Okay, dia cakap, what are the requirements when applying for oil and gas industry? I'm interested in pursuing oil and gas. Mungkin kerja kot, I'm interested in pursuing oil and gas career.
Okay, probably yang interested tu maybe sebab nak pergi offshore kot. Sebab personally, me myself pun sebab nak pergi offshore, nak experience kat sana. Requirement for fresh graduate macam tak ada apa requirement sangat. Just when it comes to skill, maybe lah fresh graduate tak banyak skill yang kita boleh offer. Tapi, they can always teach skills. What they are looking for is your attitude. Your attitude matters. When you have a better attitude, then you can go wherever you want. And then, second one is any kind of engineering background can go for oil and gas actually. It's just a matter of how you present yourself in front of the recruiter, how you sell yourself, how you yakinkan the recruiter that you can perform this job.
Okay, there are a lot of things to take from what Ms. Aina has shared to us today. I'm really sorry for the other questions that are unanswered.
Just to highlight, when you are interested to work in oil and gas industry, you also have to sacrifice your time, because most of the time you are not be able to have something like proper working schedule. Sometimes you have to work at 10 a.m. It depends on how your company is running lah. So if you are looking for job yang ada time working life balance tu susah lah. In oil and gas is jarang ada macam tu. So you have to sacrifice your time lah. But I believe every engineering pun macam tu kan.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Aina. And I'm really sorry for the unanswered questions. But if you really wanted to reach out to Miss Aina, can we contact you anywhere if there are any viewers today that would like to contact you personally?
Yes, sure. No problem.
Dekat mana nak contact social media ke, email ke, macam mana?
Email boleh, social media boleh, mana-mana lah. Saya okay je. I'm open to answer every question.
Okay, nanti we'll share Miss Aina punya email at the Facebook live comments or YouTube comments, alright?
Yes,
so, thank you so much, Miss Aina, for the insightful experience, for a lot of questions, answers that have been answered by Miss Aina shared with us this evening. Alright, so our fellow viewers, hope you are still with us. But we will continue to dive deeper in the world of engineering. We'll take a 10-minute break. Stay tuned and we'll be right back after the break. Okay?
Wait, what if I don't know anything?
So he is a civil engineering graduate and now working as a structural engineer in HSS Engineers Berhad. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our last speaker of the evening, Mr. Roshan Charles Razali. Please welcome.
Thank you very much, Nisa. It's indeed a pleasure to be seeing you again. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Virtual Engineering Fair. My name is Roshan Charles Razali, UNITEN alumni class of 2019. Fun fact, I was the last batch to actually experience the physical graduation. It took place on the 4th of August. Just a brief history of myself. Just right after completing my SPM, I joined UNITEN in the month of May 2014, completed my foundation in engineering, further pursued my bachelor's in civil engineering, and I completed my degree on 19th February of 2019, a very memorable day indeed. That's also the day I bagged my bronze award for the civil engineering FYP awards. And I secured my first job with HSS Engineers Berhad on the 1st of July and officially graduated from UNITEN, a dream come true since a childhood, on the 4th of August. So UNITEN has indeed been a great institute, a big part of my life. I spent 5 years there, and from joining from day one till the day I left UNITEN, I'm still not over it. I still it brings back lots and lots of memories. As everyone always say, the university life is where you really learn. It's where it really changes you. That whole process brings you from one person to a whole new level of a different person. So it's indeed a great place to begin your tertiary education, one of the best in Malaysia, and also it's a worldly recognized world-class education. And I thank UNITEN for having me today, and therefore I'll proceed further to speak about my working life on how UNITEN has prepared me for the career world. Because as you all know, as we start from a kid, we go to kindergarten, we go to primary school, secondary school. The moment you step in from secondary school to the university life, it's a completely different life. And of course, you think that when some people say, "Yeah, I'm looking forward to to the working industry," things might be easy. But when you step into the working industry, things are totally different. Things have really changed. So, but I'm really thankful to UNITEN because they really prepared me in many aspects. And let's go. So upon joining HSS, we're a publicly listed consultant, the only publicly listed consultant in Malaysia. We deal in massive projects, ECRL, highways, railway projects. But from, as you all know, civil engineering is vastly divided into many fields. We have structural buildings, you have geotechnical, soil, you have water, wastewater, railway, bridges, water resources, and the list can really go on. Even material engineering, that is where I specialize in for my FYP with Dr. Wong. So, but for me, my passion was structural engineering. When I look at buildings, when I look at KLCC, the Burj Khalifa, I'm really into it on how the magnificent structures are really brought to life and really made happen. So that's when I secured my role there as a structural engineer. And I completed my 2 years of service, 1st of July 2021. It's indeed been an honor working there. And throughout the whole journey, it's really changed me to being a whole new different person, from just an ordinary graduate to being a deputy project manager for a particular project itself. So, of course, when it comes to the engineering world, of course, we have the consultants, we have the contractors, we also have authorities, and there's so many aspects that we can really look at on where we really want to branch or where we really want to move on later on from engineering. Some of them will proceed to do research, whereby they go on to be academicians, masters and PhD, and teaching universities. Well, some of them, they end up in consultants like myself to really pick up design and really explore the world of engineering. When I was about to complete my engineering degree, I seek advice from many personnel, even most of my lecturers in UNITEN, and they advised me that the best way to begin your career is to join a consultant, but not necessarily that if a person says that's the best way, that is what you have to follow. Because at the end of the day, as they all say, one man's blood is another man's poison. So you have all the rights to do what you really want and what you're passionate about. So for me, I just wanted to test the waters and see what designing and what consultancy is about. and I ventured into that. And when I stepped my foot into structural engineering, of course, on a day-to-day basis, we deal lots on softwares, on how to construct a building, the base, the pad footings, the foundation, to the very end of the top on how making it happen. And along the period, I really enjoyed it. You learn so many things. Whatever you learn, you put it, you really put it into place, and you see it really happen. But over time, I realized that my passion changed, and that is when my boss introduced to me project management. That is something I really look forward and I really enjoy doing. And I would really advise and encourage everyone to further take up project management in future, because that is something extra that you can really bring to yourself, to incorporate in becoming a better leader, a better person, and it'll be really helpful for your career. So when it comes to project management, it's about people's management, it's about coordination. And you not only learn about structural engineering or civil engineering, you really have to learn about almost literally everything. And whereby that's a good thing, because at the end of the day, till our very last breath, we always have to keep on learning and learning and learning. So just to share, share with you all just a simple example of the experience I had. I've been working for the past 2 years for the Institute Jantung Negara Expansion Project, the National Heart Institute located in Jalan Tun Razak. So when you'll be driving past in about 2024, 2025, you'll see a whole new building right there. And that is going to be a magnificent new digitized hospital in Malaysia. So as a fresh grad, heading into project management, sometimes, you'll be like, you'll only be for the fresh guy in the room. You'll be wondering, oh my God, where are the young guys? Why is everyone grade up here? I mean, how am I going to proceed? Okay, can I make it? I was literally sitting there in the room. I was 23 back then. And on average, everyone was in their 40s, 50s, and the youngest guy there was just in their mid-30s. But that should not limit you, from pursuing that and pushing forward. You should always be bold. You should believe in yourself. Okay, the moment you pursue engineering, okay, you become a problem solver. Okay, that is why when you become an engineer, okay, you can really excel in any field because you're a problem solver. You can excel really well in business and any field that you go in, because at the end of the day, you can make things happen. Because when the moment the 4 years you spend in your engineering school, the whole degree program, it's not just catered for you, to be taught on how to become an engineer. It's not that you go to the site, you wear the white helmet, you wear a safety vest, you look at drawings. Okay, this is how we're going to do. How many badges of cement? That's not what really happens. It nurtures you, it changes you into a whole new being of how we can really make things change, how you make things happen. As you all know, technology has been changing and things are really moving rapid these days. And even with the recent pandemic, we have to move on to all these digital platforms, and really find new ways of incorporations. So we will always have to adapt. And that's one thing I really learned. Okay, because of course, we being the young generation, millennials, and then Generation Z, okay, the way we work is different. But when you head into the working industry, of course, when you meet your bosses, your superiors, they're in their 50s, late 40s. So they are baby boomers, in Gen Y, so they're a bit different. So we have to adapt to their situation. And that's a very important skill, a very important trait, in really climbing up the steps in the staircase, in achieving your dreams and goals in who you want to be. So going back a bit to a bit of the project. So as a project manager, okay, I not only deal about structural engineering, I have to pick up and really learn and dive into a mechanical and electrical. Okay, because in a hospital you have a lot of mechanical components, electrical components, you have a lot of equipments. Okay, when it comes to the very being a hospital, you have to pick up on oxygen consumption. It has literally nothing to do with engineering. I'm sorry, with civil engineering, but you have to dive into that. And on top of it, it's really interesting. You get to really learn a lot about architecture, landscape, interior design, built-ins. At the same time, since I'm working in the hospital, since they are building a new kitchen, so I get to I have the experience on setting up a brand new kitchen for 800 packs. Okay, on how a kitchen, it has to be done, on where all the locations, the equipment, what comes in place, how it's going to work, the whole functionality. And even right now I'm working on with the procurement of medical equipments. There are lots of things and it's really, really interesting. So from a day-to-day basis, always learning. So if you have your drive, for engineering, pick it up. But at the end of the day, you should never limit yourself to anything, because engineering is wide. Okay, as from all the speakers we've had, okay, I'm from civil engineering, we have from mechanical, electrical. UNITEN also offers electrical power. Okay, and also, if I'm not mistaken, they used to have computer communication. So the moment you step into engineering, you should never limit yourself. You should explore the waters and everything that is there to be offered to you. And at the end of the day, being a young person, being a fresh grad, always we tend to be afraid. Whenever an opportunity is thrown to you, you're afraid. You don't know whether you are able to do it or not. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to be embarrassed. We don't want to be looking like fools in front of everyone. But the famous Sir Richard Branson said, if an opportunity is given to you, okay, and you don't know how to do it, say yes and then learn how to do it. Of course, Sir Richard Branson owns Virgin Atlantic Group, Virgin Atlantic Airlines. He is someone, but we are right here, about to step into university. But I personally myself experienced this in university when I ran for my student council elections, and that was one of the greatest decisions I made in my life. And moving on into engineering, when I secured my job and I picked up project management, it has indeed been, it has indeed been the greatest, one of the best decisions I really made, because I didn't know anything, but that shouldn't limit me, from being who I want and going to different extents. So engineering is really wonderful. It's a beautiful course, and there's many things more else you can venture into. And at the end of the day, if you're finding for a right place, a really good place where you can really grow and nurture yourself, UNITEN is indeed a good choice, a great choice indeed. And that'll be all from me, Nisa. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Roshan. But we have a lot of questions actually, Roshan, today. Okay.
All right. I hope I didn't take up the 10 minutes.
No, it's okay. We have extra time. So I really agree with no doubt, hands down, about engineering. If you learn engineering about 5 years, you will actually automatically have that critical thinking skills. So it must be yes. So okay, now the first question from Afiq Kembo. I hope I pronounced that right. Okay. Hi, Roshan.
Okay.
How are your work impacted during MCO? Are you 100% on site or hybrid work from home?
Okay, thank you, Afiq. It's a very good question. As a consultant, you're mostly stationed to work from the HQ. Okay, contractors, you need to know that the difference between consultants and contractors. Contractors are at site. Okay, consultants are mostly at HQ, and whenever there's site inspection or any site works, you go to site. That's when you inspect. Okay, but when you choose to do project management, you have the balance of both. You have your work at HQ, and also you have to go to site. Okay, so when it comes to me personally, myself, at the same time, like the question you asked, okay, ever since we were hit by the COVID-19 in March last year, so I've been regularly working from home. Okay, because we have to adapt. Times have changed, really changing. So my whole company, we're really transitioning into completely moving to work from home. And even to give some consultants like Jacobs, they have 100% moved to working from home. But at the moment, for certain site works, okay, it still takes place at site, okay, but that we still have to follow the regulations of the government of Malaysia. But right now, at the moment, all site works, construction works, has to be stopped except for critical works that is due completion, or rehabilitation works, and certain special projects like ECRL. But for myself right now, personally speaking, for the Institute Jantung Negara project, by right, we were supposed to kick off 1st of July, beginning of this year. Unfortunately, due to the MCO, we can't proceed with works, and we have to we're stopped at the moment. But once the MCO has stopped, we still have to proceed, because at the end of the day, nothing should stop us, and we are, like I said, we are problem solvers. We will definitely come up with a way to proceed. Okay, so but at the end of the day, we have to balance everything: working from home, working from HQ, working at site, and at the same time, you need to think also how you can coordinate mental site problem remotely from wherever you are. That's the thinking we should have, and that's how we should really move forward. Virtual coordination. Thank you, Afiq. Good question.
Okay, thank you, Roshan. Okay, next question. Okay, is there any difference between the civil engineering in the old times and in the present? How do you foresee the future of this field? Okay, very broad question.
That's a very good question. The old civil engineering and the new civil engineering. Very good question. At the end of the day, when it comes to civil engineering, okay, you see, the basics and concepts can never run. At the end of the day, we all come up from baby steps. Okay, the concepts can never run. Okay, the basics never run, but it evolves. Okay, back in the day, we don't have BIM. BIM is building information modeling. Okay, but with building information modeling today, you can literally see the very structure, the very example, the very hospital itself in front of your own eyes with all the services running, the mechanical services, electrical services, everything in place. Okay, without even the structure being built, without even the site being cleared. Okay, but back then you wouldn't have this. Okay, you would have to come up with your designs manually. Okay, the drafters back then, or the CADers, sorry, the drafters back then, they had to manually draw. Okay, and then the contractors come and see, and that's when they proceed with construction. Okay, later on moving forward, okay, instead of hand calculations, they go for softwares. We have StatPro, we have Autodesk, we have Robot, we have MyDesk, there's so many softwares. Okay, when you pick up the engineering course, you'll be learning so many softwares over your 4 years degree. And the best part is that when you join when you go to work, it's they'll be using different softwares over there. So you got to pick up and you got to just adapt to it. Okay, so these days it's softwares, okay, and then the CADers, okay, or the draftsmen, they'll be using AutoCAD, they'll be drawing it, or they can use Navisworks, and you'll have it, and you pass it to contractors or the clients. Okay, but in the future, things will definitely change and evolve. Okay, if y'all are unsure what it's been, Google it up, BIM, Building Information Modeling. Okay, you can literally see the very structure before is even there. So of course, things will be evolving, things will be changing, and many institutions, they have to adapt, okay, with the change in time. Because if they're just going to stick on how it's going to be back in the days, of course, many students, many graduates will be missing out. Okay, but the fun fact about UNITEN, the great fact is that they're always there at par, giving the students the very best in moving forward, in adapting to change, and making sure that their graduates are high quality. Okay, so indeed, it will be changing for many, many years to come. Every year itself, there'll be changes. Okay, but at the end of the day, we must just be able to adapt to it. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Roshan, the last question for the day. What do you think on the AI development in this field? Does it bring negative impact on civil engineers, as machines were less likely to make mistakes than humans? Yes. So what's your opinion?
Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is said to put a lot of people with no jobs. Okay, but the thing I would say is that no matter how much artificial intelligence is put into engineering or civil engineering, okay, yes, we do have softwares. Okay, you do have so many things. You can name it in the many days to come. You can have the sky and the moon. You can have so many things. But at the end of the day, just like what Nisa said, when you have robots, when you have softwares, it can still lead to errors. Okay, there can still be mistakes done. So therefore, you still need people, you still need engineers, problem solvers to really have a final check, a final look at it. Only then, okay, because engineering, civil engineers, okay, we are dealing with people's lives. Okay, usually, usually people say doctors, okay, doctors, the medicine field, people speak highly about the medicine field, about doctors, because, they save human lives, they're dealing with humans' life. Actually, everyone knows should ask themselves, okay, and they should really know that actually engineers, especially civil engineers, okay, they are lifesavers. We put lots of our time, we put lots of our attention into making sure and ensuring the safety of human beings in traveling, in so many things, in household, to the very roads and everything that you travel, that you walk, that you live in, that you sleep in. Okay, making sure that you all are safe at all times. So no matter whether there's AI or whatever comes in the future, 21st century, okay, you still need engineers, okay, in ensuring the best safety of everyone. So with AI also still, you need engineers to ensure that it's perfect, it's correct, and we can move forward with it.
All right. Okay, that concludes it. Thank you so much, Roshan, for sharing your experience and sharing your advices and all. I think the very, very much important thing that we can see here is that engineers are problem solvers, and also they are the riskiest job. Yes, they have the most risky job, but also the most important job. What Roshan meant was a doctor will actually handle lives. But engineers, if you miscalculate a building, if you miscalculate a force on a building, if you miscalculate anything, pressure on a building, it will collapse in a time that no one has ever imagined. So it's very, very dangerous, but it's very, very also important. So engineering actually carves everything in our eyes right now today. So, ladies and gentlemen, Thank you so much to all of our wonderful speakers today, and also for our viewers who are still with us until this minute. So before we conclude, I have an amazing news. To share with you today. So as you can see on the screen now, if you want to find out more about studying at UNITEN, so as our speakers have shared a lot of things that they have valued from learning in UNITEN, learning 5 years degree or diploma, foundation in UNITEN. So UNITEN is a place of possibilities and opportunities where the extraordinary happens every day and the potential of every student is unlocked. So get more information on alumni discount, staff discount, HRDF, KWSP education loans, and also scholarships. And UNITEN International alumni can enjoy 30,000 ringgit discount on registration fee and 50% discount on tuition fee when they enroll into UNITEN postgraduate programs. So this is for masters and also PhD. So register as a member of UNITEN Alumni Association now and email us at ACL, capital letter, acl@uniten.edu.my. So UNITEN Digital Flexible Learning will be available soon. The programs include Open and Distance Learning, which ODL, Massive Open Online Course, MOOC, and Micro Credential MCs. So what are you waiting for? Embark on your journey with us. Application for September 2021 intake is now open. So join us by registering today at www.uniten.edu.my. #Jom Masuk UNITEN. So finally, we have come to the end of this ceremony. On behalf of the organizers, I would like to express our gratitude to our honorable guests and also speakers for their presence, and a big thank you to everyone here today for attending the Virtual Engineering Fair Series 1. So in this trying time, please stay safe, and I wish for everyone here the best of health. Thank you so much, everyone, and see you next time.
If you have a mind to upset the status quo with your big ideas for tomorrow's world, then maybe we're just the thing for the genius in you. For starters, every fellow here is brilliant too, hired to rethink how we think and prove that impossible isn't at all. We love their visionary points of view and how their top-tier ideas are helping us to expand what we know and don't know about our world. Working hand in hand, we're out to better the ways energy works for us, to market our inventive ideas and fast-track a world that takes care of us all. Responsible entrepreneurship that will rub off on you. You'll leave our halls of learning wired not just for sensible science, but sustainable business too. A thinker, a breath of fresh air, a game changer, a global visionaire. Primed to keep progress on its toes, the competition on the run, and our planet clean, safe, and secure. But wait. Forget the future for now and focus first on making the choice that will trigger the full potential of you. Enroll. And then, maybe tomorrow, the next big thing that rocks our world will be you.